Hello, this is Godo. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered. Today, since last time, I have done a little bit more chemistry. I'm probably not gonna, sit here and do another entire chemistry build on camera, but I will let you know when I add or what I add. So, since last time, I added a centrifuge for brine and a electrolyzer for the salt water, and then I have the lithium that this makes being whisked away via other methods. Although I'm a little confused the um, why the lithium here is not being whisked away, because I have a filter here to get rid of the lithium on that side, and then over here I have a filter for the salt water. So a little unsure about what's going on there. Is the lithium tank full? It shouldn't be. Oh, in fact, it's very empty. So I'm not quite sure why this extraction pipe here is not pulling that out. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, do I have to fix this really quick? And I think the answer is yes. Let's fix it real quick. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's get a pump down here really quick. I'm just going to do a pump. I guess while that's coming down, I can explain other things I changed. So I set up this little chest over here, and I put some active suppliers on it with some various supplies stocked in here. And basically, this is just stuff like whenever I'm expanding the stuff down here, this is just going to provide a bunch of stuff for me to be able to work with. So right now, I'm going to be using an extraction or an insertion pipe. We're going to get rid of this extractor pipe because it doesn't seem to be working for some reason. And then we are going to, where's my crowbar, take the filter off of this and grab this back on there. Oh, not the filter. We need our pump now. So grab our pump and stick the pump on there instead. And then we are going to open up the pump. Inventory is a little full right now, and we're going to have it exporting. And on the filter, we want it only to export lithium, liquid lithium, this one. So now it's exporting salt on this side, and then on this side it should only be exporting lithium. So let me put the insertion pipe, and hopefully that goes now. There it goes. Okay. And yep, all the lithium's out of there. Exactly what we wanted to see, and the salt water staying. Okay, good. All right. And this is my cache of tome here. We can put this back in here, that back in there. All right. So the lithium electrolyzer here, sorry, the electrolyzer takes salt water and electrolyzes it, which creates sodium hydroxide and chlorine gas, which is, these are both primary products. This is our primary source of chlorine and our primary source of sodium hydroxide. But hydrogen here is a byproduct, so it's gonna make hydrogen even if we already have too much hydrogen, and excess hydrogen will just get voided. And we can see actually our hydrogen tank here is now full, so that's cool. And then since that's making items, I had to set up a new what's it called? Integrated dynamics reader here for reading items. So I just decided anything that makes items, I'm gonna put them under here. I'm gonna connect them with a chassis pipe. And this is just I can actually get a little closer. You can see there's a barrel down here. It has a void mark on it. And that is just for sodium hydroxide and only sodium hydroxide. And the integrated dynamics is reading the count of the inventory in there. And just like with the fluid threshold, I also made an item threshold, and I have it set to 500 right now. And one other thing that's different between this and the other setups is that instead of putting these chlorine below threshold and sodium hydroxide below threshold into my machine, I made a new card which is or, and I just have sodium hydroxide below threshold or chlorine below threshold. And now that's going to turn it on when either of those two need making. But right now they are all caught up. And that is the gist of the chemistry changes. I did EBF automation. So to do EBF automation, I have two buses on this EBF. Let me show you really quick. First of all, I went into EBF and I told it that distinct buses are enabled here. This makes it when you have multiple input buses on the on your multi-block, they act differently. So if we look over here, this input bus has program circuit number 1, and this input bus has program circuit number 2. And that is because some recipes need a specific program circuit, and generally the program circuit 2 is using fluid and the program circuit 1 is not using fluid. So I do fluid recipes in circuit 1 bus, and I do non-fluid in circuit 1, and then I do the fluid ones up here. And I have my satellite and my fluid satellite set up to go into this basic buffer, which is a inventory that has both an inventory and tanks. And then the input bus grabs from this as usual, but I have a pump on the buffer that is putting the liquid into this quadruple mana infused pipe. Let me see if I can get a better look at this, like on the stairs maybe. So yeah, well, this light blotches in the way. So the fluid goes in there. It goes into that quadruple pipe, which is basically just a pipe that allows 4 different fluids in it at the same time. I wanted to use something that was more responsive than Ender.io conduits, but like still allowed multiple fluids, so that's what I ended up with. And then that just feeds directly into the input hatch. And there shouldn't be conflicts with that. Anyways, this is our basically our program circuit 2 controller, and then this one goes, whoops, what did I just do? This one down here goes to the program circuit 1 bus down at the bottom, which currently we don't have anything in there, but we might at some point. And if not, then that will tell us that that was not something we needed to put, I guess. Anyways, that is EBF automation explained. Stocking supplies I talked about while we were downstairs. In addition to having those pipe and chemistry supplies over there, I also have these supplies over here for making new tables over here. We can also show off what I added. I added conduit binders, pressurized fluid conduits, ender fluid conduits, item conduits, item translocator, and then stone drums down here. So that is all of the new recipes I added since last time. Can go ahead and clear those. Oh, actually, one thing I do want to show off, and we're going to actually get into this momentarily, but one of the things we're going to be doing this episode is I want to miniaturize the setup, because I have decided I don't want this in my base for this reason. This is actually what's causing, let me throw these eggs out, right? Do you see how these eggs are all like opaque and you can't see the items in there? It's actually caused because of this multi-block doing some weird graphical nonsense. So if I throw the eggs out again, you can see, oh look, you can see the items properly now. So it's this multi-block that's messing up the pipes, and it's also causing graphical glitches over there. You see the signs over there, they look fine, but watch what happens as soon as the multi-block is constructed. They get all weird and glitchy. So yeah, not a fan of that. I want to move this basically to a different dimension and miniaturize it. So that's one thing we're going to be working on this episode. And then the other thing we're going to be working on is, well, you'll see in a second here. Botanian armor is something I just based, I just gently went and did some stuff in. I upgraded the mana pools from the diluted versions, which are 1/10 of these, to the full-size versions, which hold a lot more mana, and built a few more Petropetunias. So now we have more mana generation happening here. And I made a set of Mana Steel armor, which is actually a pretty good defensive armor. I was able to like actually go and survive more than 2 hits at the night. So that was like, I was like, sweet, I can survive. Harvest my cinnamon really quick. And the way you repair Mana Steel armor is that you can't repair it in an anvil, but you have to have this mana tablet in your inventory, and the mana tablet will basically act like a auto repair and give durability back to your armor once it takes damage. So it's basically like a battery, but for your armor. Let me clean some stuff up in my inventory really quick. So what I want to pursue this episode is miniaturizing brine, which we already talked about, and then enchanting. And I think we can do enchanting first, because I already made this stuff. In modded Minecraft, there is ways to get beyond the max level of enchantment, and this quest kind of talks about that a bit, but essentially I'm going to... Where would we like our enchanting setup? How about like over here? This seems like a fairly unused corner of our factory. We just need 15 of these. Oh, doesn't really fit over here. And I don't think they go up there, right? Like, that's out of the range of the enchanting table. And they don't, like, go underneath, right? It has to be level. Yes, okay. So this is not a good spot for this, actually. Here, give me my wood back, please. Thank you. This doesn't really seem like an appropriate place down here. I'd like to make a more magical-y area at some point, but for now, I think I'm just going to toss it here. Alright, that is 10, that's 14, we need one more, and just that one to make it symmetrical. And there we go. We have a level 60 enchantment table now. It goes up to level 60, so let's get some lapis over there. And I'm going to go ahead and enchant my armor. I'm not going to do any kind of, like, special enchantment farming or anything. I'm just going to, like, see, like, what do we get? Okay, that's probably fine. And, yeah, you can see we can get blast protection 8. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to stick with level 1 or level 30 enchantments here just because we don't actually have a ton of experience here. Like, I don't know if we can even enchant everything. So, let's just see what we can get here. Protection, Unbreaking, Occult Aversion, Blast Protection, Stable Footing. I'm not sure what Stable Footing enchantment is. Let me look it up. Currently Google searching, but if I were to talk, I would guess it's Knockback. Removes the mine speed penalty while flying. Oh, that's interesting. So that would be like while you're in the air, you can mine, like if you're floating. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and let's do the pants. Unbreaking. Cool. Oh, this doesn't even cost that much. You know what? Let's quickly see how much XP we have total if I train our entire tank here. I'd also like to make a obelisk. This lets you basically dump and get all of your EXP at the same time. And the only issue about this is that it needs HP machine holes, which needs stainless steel. I know there's a way that we could cheese some stainless steel right now, but I really don't want to do that. Yeah, look, we can't even get to level 45, so we really cannot be affording to use those methods. Oh, and this thing here, I didn't even talk about this. This lets you convert different fluids from one type to another, and I had to use this to convert liquid XP here to Essence of Knowledge, because something needed Essence of Knowledge, and I only had liquid XP, so I just converted it. Anyways, we got Unbreaking 5 and Blast Protection 5 on our pants. That's pretty nice. Let's see what our helmet is offering now. Projectile Protection. That sounds pretty good. Projectile Protection 6 and Aquafinity. Nice. Okay. Let's do our chest plate. Projectile Protection. That's pretty good, but let's see what else we can get. Protection 4. I think since we already have projectile protection, let's get protection 4 on our boots. And we didn't get anything nice on our boots, but that's okay, I guess. And Unbreaking 4 and protection 6. Okay, that's nice. Unbreaking 4 will save us some mana. And yeah, now we have a fully enchanted set of armor, and we should not be, like, freaking getting killed like we're pieces of paper out in the wilderness anymore. So... yeah, that's exciting. In fact, here it's going to be nighttime in like 2 minutes. We can go test it out. And maybe, you know, maybe we're going to do deep mob learning today as well. So deep mob learning is a mod that lets you basically store models, data models of monsters, and lets you farm them in a way that is not actually going to kill them. So you basically get this data model, you put it in a simulation chamber, and it generates loot from killing that monster. But before you can start using it, you have to create a data model, and you have to level the data model up at least to the basic level. Because I believe you cannot put a... data model that is below basic into a simulation chamber. Looks like you can put it into a demonic will injector and a digital mob agonizer, which is from those are from blood magic, but we don't have that yet. So let's see what we need. So we need a blank data model. This looks like all stuff we can make right now. String. We're missing string? What the? I put some wool over here to crunch a while ago. Let me grab that. Thought I threw some string on the ground, but I did not, so we're okay. So here's some string. We are going to need some mana steel screws, so let's go mana steel. We're going to need rods and then cut them into screws. So let's get to our lathe, which is right here. And it's going to take 10 seconds, unless it's going to take less. And then we're going to cut our rods in here for bolts. And then we are going to lathe our screws again. Alright, so there's our mana steel bolts. We should be able to request one of these now. Nice, okay, everything coming together. And looks like we have everything. It probably just needs to put the gold to the vending machine, but besides that, it should be good. Oh, and it might need to make the red alloy cable as well. Okay, so we need one of these blank data models, because the blank data model we are going to turn into a... we're going to turn that into a data model. And right now, I've been struggling for like Ender Pearl, so I want to do a Enderman data model and try to level it up. So here we go, Enderman data model. And then we're also... Can I actually, like, make two? I forget how these work, if you can make multiple. Having, like, a... What else could we find? Creeper might be interesting. What does Witch make? Witch makes some... not that interesting stuff. Maybe a skeleton would have some loot. You can get bones from a skeleton. Zombie, I'm gonna guess it's just zombie flesh. Or maybe, you know, maybe we do that a little later and we use it for, like, a blaze or something. Blaze would probably be good, right? Okay, and then to actually level it up, we need to make one of these, which needs soot-covered plates. Okay, this is gonna take soot-covered redstone. How do you make this? I think there's a way to... Crushing redstone against a block of coal or in an EV chemical reactor. How about we do a block of coal? That sounds much easier than an EV chemical reactor. And how many do we need? We need 5. So redstone. Get 5 redstone. Let's go and compress our block of coal really quick. Alright, we have a block of coal. I'm just gonna stick that over there. I don't know, man. Oh, whoops. Oh, there you go. You just left-click it on it. Very dirty redstone. Yeah, sure. And then with this, we needed to do what? Alloy smelt with obsidian plates. I'm gonna guess obsidian plate is just obsidian in a cutting machine. I hope. I don't know why I gotta guess. I can, like, literally go look. Cutting saw, obsidian. Yep. Oh, and it's 1 obsidian per block. Okay, so we need 3 more. I'll grab those from EMC just to save what we have in stock. And this is kind of an expensive recipe. Can we steal a battery from somewhere? There we go. Kind of on a time crunch here because it's not going to be night forever. Alright. And what else do we need for this guy? Lapis plates I saw, but I have those. Oh, we need... Wait, a pink slime ball specifically? Oh man, I don't have a pink slime ball. Is it specifically a pink slime ball? Where's the thing? Yeah, it's a pink slime ball, and I don't have that, so we're not going to be able to make that really quick, actually. How do you even make this? Slime ball purple. Sapling. I think there's a purple slime sapling. This one. Yeah, okay, that's gonna take a bit too long. I don't think we're gonna have time to finish this data model. But we do have task complete. What is the task for this? Dirty components. No, it was kind of like the introduction in here. Well, we do have almost there, so we'll be able to use that next time, I think. But for now, let's go out and see what we can do with our armor in the world. It was already like pretty good without being enchanted, so I'm excited to see how powerful it is now. Just gonna put a bit of stuff away. I don't want to put all of this stuff in here because some of it, frankly, does not belong in this system. This seems fine. Okay. And then let's go get my night vision, get my glider. It is 1 a.m., so we should have like 4 or 5 minutes of fighting tops. Alright, and away we go. And apparently we're going to the swamp. How about we go down here? I think I decided I like it better when there's not a bunch of trees and stuff or things to hide behind, because if I can hide, they can also hide. But this has been an interesting little place to fight them here on this like little flat area. So let's see how our armor does now. Oh yeah, like very little damage from that, what's it called? Very little damage from that explosion and that zombie. Okay, now we're in trouble though. Uh-oh. Okay, well, they got me. What can I say? Alright, since I haven't actually done a trip back, let's do Drop of Sunlight. I'm gonna go back and get my stuff right now. And I have an extra glider in here just for this situation. We can use Drop of Sunlight, make it daytime, because beds are too high-tech for this mod pack. And then we go over here, and we're just gonna go get our stuff. And that was actually a little disappointing. Like, we did not survive, like, at all over there. I don't know what happened. Because before I enchanted, I was doing fine. And that time I felt a lot more squishy. So, yeah, I don't know. Alright. Flying in carefully. We are good. Oh, got all our stuff back. But yeah, that was kind of a disappointment, to be honest. I didn't expect to die that quickly. Maybe I should have had my shield in my offhand as well. I didn't use it last time, but, like, maybe I needed it. Don't know. Anyways, that was that. Back to home we go. Good thing we didn't worry about filling the Enderman model because we didn't even see any Endermans, so... Oh well. Alright, I'm gonna step away for one moment and then we will continue. Okay, so Deep Mob Learning's a fail for today. Next up, Miniaturize Brine, I guess. So what do I mean by Miniaturize Brine? Well, there's this mod called Compact Machines, if you're not familiar. And basically, we can make little rooms with little machines in them, and they go in a different dimension. And that's what we're gonna do with our brine tower. We're just gonna stick it in a little room so that we can get it out of our face. And I think we're just gonna go with probably a normal compact machine. We could do a small compact machine. It would fit in there, but then we wouldn't have room for expansion. It might get a little crowded in there, so let's just do a large room. So for starting compact machines, we need... Welcome to the machine. Where's this quest? Oh, down here. You know, we don't even need to make the machine. We just need to make the miniaturization field projectors, and then that's all we need, so... heck. Let's go ahead and do this then. So we're gonna need a screen for our personal shrinking device, and that's gonna need some aluminum screws. I don't know if we have... Yeah, we don't have the screws automated. Do we use a lot of aluminum screws? I'm not sure I wanted to automate it if we don't really use a ton of them. Storage scanner. Oh yeah, we're going to be using a lot for that. Okay, okay. Let's get bolts. Do we have bolts automated either? No, we do not have bolts automated. Okay, so let's do aluminium. I know the non-American spelling. That makes bolts, and then we can do bolt makes screw. Stick this one in here. Let me just double check I put the right one. Yep. Okay, and then the lathe is here. All right, and now we can make the screws. What else do we need? A screen, which we can request that stuff, but for the actual screen, for the machine base, we need a steel plate and fine electrum wires. Okay. Fine electrum wires and steel plate. While that's cooking up, I can also talk about some prep I've been doing. So I have a bunch of machines in here. This is all of our basic machines we have set up over here, except the, I guess the advanced version of them, if you want to call them that, the MV versions. So these are ready to go, and then I also have combustion generators here as well, ready to go. We're going to swap out our steam generators here for the combustion generators. And yeah, that's what we're going to be having up here going forward. I'm also going to be moving the ore processing stuff. I don't know if we want to do this on camera or not, but I will be moving the ore processing stuff probably down in our basement somewhere. I could maybe, like, this big open space in the middle, we could probably utilize that for ore processing. Like, just have it from here to here, maybe. But anyways, our stuff should be ready to go now. Here's our electrum wires, our steel plate. I can go to the MV. The MV assembly machine there, do it slightly quicker. We can do this now. There's our screen. Here's this stuff that I should have ordered before, but I forgot. And we only need one of these. I know it says 4, but this isn't consumed in the recipe. So, oh yeah, it even says on the item itself it's not consumed. Diamond plates. Diamond plates. We need a new set of diamond plates. Let's get a few diamond blocks set up. Oh, and we're gonna need some Eye of Enders as well. Okay. Ender. We have 1 eye, but we're gonna need to make 3 more. And we can make those either in an HV chemical reactor or with magic. And guess which one we're going to be using? That's right, the one we have. Alright, here's our diamond blocks. Let's go and cut them up into... Oh, do I have a battery in here? We do. Okay, we're fine. Cut them up. What is this? Saltpeter? Okay, I don't remember making that, but sure. Alright, so this is ready to go. Wait, we need the miniaturizer first. My bad. Okay, now these are ready to go. Let us order up everything except the ender eyes. We need 4 sets of those. Ooh, and we're at a phenolic circuit board, huh? How do you make that again? Phenolic circuit boards. This was just like sawdust and glue? Yeah, okay, that's easy. Let's get sawdust. We can just do like a stack of that, and then it needs circuit recipe 1. Let me put my extra glider away before I lose it. So a bucket is going to give me enough for 20, so let's do like... Can you even put glue in a bucket? Oh, you can't put glue in a bucket? Okay. I guess let's just do 3 buckets worth of glue. So 1, 2, and 3. I know, very, very manual, very not good. I just don't have this automated because it uses program circuits, and I don't want to muck around with those in our automated system and cause collisions and such. Okay, so those are crafting up, and we should be able to go ahead and request 1 more of this stuff. Oh, it's like, I'm like, I know we're crafting it. Why is it not there? It's because it's not actually in our system. Waiting for them to hit the storage. There we go. Okay. And then let's go craft Eyes of Ender, so we can do it with the Studer, the Starlight Infusion. So let's go do that. And we happen to have our Resonating Wand on us already. So I can use that, stick it there, and resonate away. And we might need a reservoir, so I'm just grabbing that. We can speed this up. Alright, didn't use any starlight that time. And hey, no starlight, 3 in a row, nice. And our starlight is still unperturbed, so we can go on. I'm actually going to leave my straw up here as well. I keep like taking it downstairs, and I'm like, I don't use it anywhere else but up here, so why do I keep taking it with me? I have some stuff on my tool belt I need to stick in there. Here, we can get that in there. I don't even need, like, this hammer. Like, where did I get this hammer from? Get this hammer out of my inventory. This hammer can go, like, in... I think I had the hammer in here originally, and I took it out of that table for some reason. So we can put the mining hammer in there, and we can put our plunger back in there. Okay, there we go. Tidied up our inventory a little bit more. What is taking so long to craft over here? Uh-oh. Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of, is this doing a thing while I was doing other things. Like, please don't cause any collisions from this. What's here? Liquid glass is ready to go. I'm just babysitting this pile of sawdust at the moment. As our lithium battery is about to go here. Do we have a different battery somewhere? There's a sodium battery here. I mean, it's a battery, I guess. Okay. And 4 more. Okay, and then get the circuit out of here before something breaks. I think we're in the clear here. And what is that waiting for? Must be waiting for copper to do the circuits. That's okay. Here, I can even sneak... No, I can't really sneak the other fluid in there. That's fine. Okay, that's still crafting stuff. This is just probably, various things we have set to stock. Everything looks like it's unjammed now, good. I stepped away there for a moment. Alright, we can make our miniaturization fields now. And boom, and boom. Quest complete. Give me my free compact machine I totally don't have to make. There's a bit, like, too many handouts here and there. This is definitely one of them. The slightly more egregious one, maybe, because, I mean, maybe not so egregious. We just avoid having to craft this for now. But that's fine. So, miniaturization field projectors, we can set those up somewhere at some point, but I don't need them yet. For now, we are going to go make a compact machine. And what is a compact machine? Well, you totally asked, right? Compact machine, it is a dimension of just this. This is a compact machine. It's like we're inside that little box there. Except we are going to put this inside of there, and then we're going to pump the products in and out as we need. So let's go ahead and... do you want a portable tank in here? I think probably yes. What I'm thinking we want, so we have a buffer here. We're going to have the big part of our buffer be outside, and then we're going to have a smaller buffer be inside. Sorry, other way around. We're going to have the big buffer inside, and we're going to have the small buffer outside. And then let's have brine just sit like here. This is where brine is going to go. And we're going to have our compact machine. Let's see, where's our compact machine? Here it is. It's going to go in here, and this is going to be the down face. So we're going to have the down pump out the brine into a tank that it's sitting on top of. And then we are going to have a provider pipe below it. Well, the provider pipe right here. I can just steal this one. So here's this provider pipe. This is not going to need a connect here because we're not going to be making brine and sending it here, so we can just not have that connection. And this tank is going to be the one that's inside our actual compact machine as a buffer. And let's take our multi-block apart. Yoink. Whoops, I didn't mean to make a hole there. That's okay, we'll fix it. We don't need this resistive heater for now. Can I just stick that somewhere in our system or something? I don't know. So what I am going to be using though, oh yeah, I want to make a translocator for this, and you will see why soon. Translocator, we need 2 of those. Redstone alloy, oh, we don't have pistons automated. That's a weird thing to not have automated by this point in the game. Do I not have anything here? Why does this say empty? These are definitely not empty. I think my sign maker is bugging out for some reason. Where is my sign maker? Did I put it in storage on accident? Over here? Oh, it's in my inventory, of course. Sign maker, what is your malfunction? What is... something's wrong with something here. Let me make a new crafting sign creator. I don't know what's wrong with that one. Does this one work correctly? Okay. Yeah, something went wrong with that one, I guess. Oh, I changed the mode on it. I didn't realize. There's a crafting sign creator. Okay, so this is a crafting sign creator. There's an item amount creator. Item amount creator. And, like, you can put this on there. Okay, I don't know how this works, but, crafting sign creator. Okay, that was my bad. I did not know that item had that functionality. Anyways, translocator. We needed to make the redstone alloy and then pistons. Alright, so let's get at least one of these. I don't know how these are made. Looks like these are just made in a regular crafting table, so that's easy enough. 2 of those, 2 of these. Get 2 tables in here. Let's do our nuggets. Let's do our pistons. And we have a few options for pistons, but you know what? One of these options is much nicer than the other one. One of them lets us do 4 pistons from 1 aluminum ingot. Why don't we just do that? We have like tons of aluminum, so... Yo, don't do moss cobblestone though. Like, let's not do that. And we can... Hold on, I forget we can also use a crafty... Not a crafty, a fuzzy one for this one, because there's wood in there, so we can make the wood be whatever kind of wood we want. Alright, so let's import this one, and then for this one we are going to do piston again. I'm going to do only cobblestone, and for the wood, I'm going to do... Can we do, like, mineral here? Mineral wood. Mineral, okay. Or, actually, I was using rubber. Rubber wood planks is what I've been using. Okay. So, that is rubber wood, and then we can specify ore dictionary for these, and this is just plank wood, so that should be fine. Alright, import that, and then we need the fuzzy upgrade there. Okay, so this should understand what all this means. Let me just clear it just to make sure. Okay, that should work properly. So now we should be able to make I was going to say we should be able to make translocators, but not so quick. Not so fast. We still need one more thing. We need to make the redstone alloy ingots themselves, which is just red alloy and iron. So let me make a recipe card for that, I guess. Red alloy. Let me make a few of these, just like pre-craft them, I guess. Speed up our doohickey over here. Alright. And then this is crafting the actual item sync modules, which we are going to then immediately take and chisel into something else. Yoink. And I just made them all non-chiselable. Here we go. Okay, chisel, chisel, done. This, and then grab one of these. Just so I don't have to look it up. Alloy ingot. We're making these guys. This makes 2 with 1 iron ingot as well. Alright, in the alloy smelter you go. Put this away, and then we should be able to make translocators, please. Thank you. Okay, while that crafts up, I'm going to step away for a moment. Okay, got our translocators and some redstone dust I'm going to need. Oh my, what was that? Well, it's raining, so it must have just been like thunder or something. Anyways. Yeah, it is a thunderstorm out there right now. The reason we want redstone is because I want to... You know what? We might use a drum instead. Drum's going to be a little easier to work with. Let me figure this out, though. And let's use a drum and a fluid detector cover. Fluid detector cover. Because I want to do some simple redstone, but not like anything crazy. Can we actually make these? Fluid detector? No, we cannot. Okay. So let's do a crafting module in here. This is going to require a weighted pressure plate. Oh boy, okay. So weighted pressure plate. This one. And then a iron plate. And then it will need a tin ingot in the satellite for the fluid extractor. Let's go ahead and do the extract to assembly. Okay, and that should craft, and then we just need weighted pressure plates, so I'm just gonna make one really quick. Weighted pressure plate, pop the recipe in there, and now we should be able to get a fluid detector cover. And then, do we have some kind of level checker on a redstone? Because I need to be able to like check a certain level of redstone without being like the full level, or maybe we'll just... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just run like a bunch of redstone here. I'm gonna get a bunch of dust to bring with me, just in case we need it. Okay, so we have this, we have this, we have this, and I think that's everything we need to be able to build this in our thing. Some conduits, of course, fluid conduits. We have a whopping 3 fluid conduits. I don't think we can make any right now. Yeah, we need Ender Alloy Enhanced, which I have not taught our system how to make because it needs rose gold ingot, which we can actually make rose gold ingot. In fact, why don't we like cook some of those up? Well, because we don't have rose gold dust, right? And what does rose gold dust need? Rose gold dust needs a mixer with... It needs to be MV, and it needs gold dust and copper dust. Okay. And it's circuit 3. Yeah, that's a thing, certainly. Copper. Let's just do like 4 of these. Gold dust. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to set that to just spin up in our mixer, circuit 3. Go. And I do have a battery in there, so I know it's an MB and it's collected to LV power. You can do that, it's just not going to have enough power to run, but that's what the battery is for. So that's going to make some rose gold dust for us once we're ready to actually make those ingots. Is this set to output in the correct place? Should be, yeah. Okay. Here, I'm going to actually intercept this and put that in our system. Rose gold. Give me 5 of those ingots so that you can see our beautiful EBF automation at work. And that's one that requires fluid, so here comes some nitrogen as well. And boom, there they go. And that's going to take a few minutes to craft, so that's why I went ahead and did it now. Let's go and do our compact machine. And I don't have to, you know what, I'm going to grab my compact machine really quick. I don't need it over here. I can have it closer to where I'm actually doing things at the moment. So I'm going to bring it up here, get my remote, and we are going to go in. Let's go. All right, first things first, let's put this multi-block back together. So it is a 4x4. All right, and then we built it up to, I believe, this height. Or possibly one taller. It's looking like it's going to be one taller. All right, one more layer. Okay, and then we are going to have our thermal evaporation port. This is going to be for both water and for getting the fluid out. So this is going to connect here, and we're going to have a fluid conduit here. And we need to form the multi-block, right? Okay, go in here, and... oh, we're going to need a buffer, though. I forgot about the buffer. We did not bring enough. I didn't bring my stupid conduits that I requested in here. Like, because of course I didn't. I don't know. And so what are we doing with the translocator, you might be wondering? Well, there we go. There's our multi-block. What we're doing is we're going to be doing something a little clever with it. We're going to basically tell it to stock the fuel wood heater, which is going to be up here. And we're going to have like a chest of some fuel for that. Like we can put cold coke in here. And we're only going to tell it to put fuel in here when it needs fuel. And we're going to only tell it to have one fuel in there at a time. And now that I remember that, the regulation feature, I believe we need a diamond nugget for. So let's get a diamond nugget. Okay, easy recipe for that one. And then where's my conduits I requested? Here they are. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I think I want some extractor upgrades as well, because the conduits are actually a little slow for how fast the tower actually makes brine when it's like really going. Oops. Set my entry point in a different corner so I don't appear like inside the wall every time I go in there. Let's get some cold coke. I'm just gonna get like enough to fill my inventory, sure. And then some kind of chest. Just the basic chest is fine. We don't need this in there. Okay, stack our redstone and then grab our chest. Rose gold finished up. Thank you for that. Back in here we go. Okay, so for this setup, we are going to basically have a chest and then the translocator. And then you can use the diamond nugget as a regulator. So if we put a diamond nugget over here, anything that we specify in this filter is going to regulate this many items. So if we put one in there, it should regulate and hold one cold coke in there. So if we put a bunch in here, we can see there's one in here. It's not like putting the whole entire stack. If I take the diamond out, you can see all of the stacks flowing in there, and that's not what we want. So regulate one cold coke. And there we go. And how are we going to control the regulator? So this one, we are going to put redstone here, and we are going to require that it has a signal to turn on. And I just realized we don't have any way to get the redstone up there. Let's go ahead and put our drum down, and we can dump our portable tank into there. So we have some brine, and we can get our unending bowl. Ender conduit. So this is going to go extract from the bowl on purple, sure, why not? And we're going to insert on purple here, and then here we're going to extract on brown, and here we're going to insert on brown. So this should now be getting brine. Yep, it is actually making brine already. Oh, because I guess it's hot. And we're going to put some extract upgrades here. Let's put like 6 in here. And then 2 in here. Whoops. And now we're going to read the fluid contents of this tank. So we're going to put this here, this fluid detector cover, and that's going to make a redstone signal based on how full or empty this tank is. So right now we have it set to inverted. So that's going to be based on how full it is. So we basically want it to turn off when it's full. So let's see here. So here it is at power 6. Maybe we want it the other way around. So right now it's at low power. I think we'd probably be better off to have it low and then have it turn on when it is too low. So let us do that. Let me scoot this setup over. I think we're going to want to do this. I'm going to need a block of some kind. Let me go out and grab like a random block. Grab a slightly more random block than one of those here. This piece of birch wood will be fine. Okay. Oh, go back in the compact machine. All right, birch. And let's put our burner over here. Scoot this over. Reconstruct this. Put the burner here. Why am I missing the trans? Oh, I did an oopsie. I picked up a chest with the translocator attached to it, and that deletes the translocator. So we're gonna call that a bug. And I'm just gonna spawn those back in. You didn't see that. All right, translocator. We also lost our diamond nugget. And we also lost a piece of redstone. Piece of redstone's whatever, though. All right, so diamond nugget, piece of redstone. Have that come up here. And basically, when this gets low enough, it will start to turn this thing on. So this one needs to be inverted, and then that needs to be accepting input, and then we need to specify 1 coal coke in here. All right, so that should be good. Let's test our system really quick. So to get the stuff out of here, we just need to put a tunnel, and we're just gonna put the tunnel like... Oh, you know what? I just remembered if you use a screwdriver on the drum, you can have it auto output below, right? So let's do this. Let's take our drum. That's not gonna break the cover, is it? It did break the cover. Well, darn. But the fluid is maintained. Yeah, the fluid is maintained. It still has the brine in it. So this is set to down, which is exactly where we want it set. And I just picked the tunnel up. My bad. Put it back to down. Put that back. Put this here and invert. And it did blip on long enough to turn that on. Okay. So we're good in here. And oh, I need a screwdriver the barrel, right? Gonna borrow this for a second. Fluid will drain to downward adjacent tanks. Okay. That is what we want to see. So now, in theory, we pick this up and put our screwdriver back. If we put it here, it should start filling this tank with brine. Nice. Oh, wow. And it drains like instantly. And then let's go inside. The redstone has turned on because we are now like, I don't know, halfway full. So the redstone turned on and it loaded some fuel in there. And this should be heating up now. It is producing brine currently. So once the brine gets strong enough that, or once the brine tank is full enough that the signal down here can't reach, it's going to turn off. So there we go, it just turned off, so no longer loading coal coke in here. And that's just gonna like cool off because we don't need any more brine. Look how much we have. Though looking at the setup now, I think I would like to actually um, have it a little closer because this tank is like, would it be closer or further? I guess further away, right? So let's make the redstone a little longer. It doesn't need to like turn on so early, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is how long it is currently. Let's make it be like 13 because that's most of the redstone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is kind of how well I can do it with this setup here, unless I was to move the thing over here. Let's go ahead and move the cover to the other side of the barrel. Doing some classic redstoning here. All right, and then invert this. All right, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that should work when this barrel is like almost empty. In fact, am I willing to go void a bunch of brine? Like, I don't see why not. I'm gonna borrow you for a second, buddy. Can we drain this tank easily somehow? That doesn't drain it. Can we just dump it directly in the fluid trash can? Fluid trash can. I clicked on a conduit. There we go. Yes, we can, but it's only dumping one bucket at a time. Oh boy. Uh, this will only take a second. You can see the little icon slowly draining. Oh, can't we? Hold on, I just remembered. What does this even do? I don't know what I'm doing with that interface. Like, that's some interface I have not even seen. Okay, well, we got all the brine out. And then we dump this here. It instantly refills. The machine is like, hey, we are still halfway full. So we're doing 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, 8, 7. We're doing 7, 6. Oh, it's going up. It's going up because it's making more brine. Okay. This should be good though. So it'd be 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So it's going to go when it's like 2 out of 15, which is like 10% full, 13% full to be specific. And yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we want. So it's going to conserve fuel. It's not going to run when it doesn't need, and we're going to keep our brine topped off. So yay, brine is topped off now, and our centrifuge over there is going to be happy with brine, and then other brine-related recipes will be, we can make some salt when we need some salt. We can make the elemental dust when we need those, and that's about all we need brine for. But hey, there we go. Brine is miniaturized. It is no longer causing a visual blight on our worlds, and I am happy. All right, I think that's probably a good wrapping up point. We did all the things I put on my list, except deep mob learning, but that's okay. Next time, I'm going to have all of this upgraded, and I'm going to have ore processing move down here, or I will like have ore processing ready to put down here, and like I'll put it together on camera. So, we shall see. But until then, thank you for watching, and if you are enjoying the, what is it called? If you're enjoying the series, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. What is it called? Oh my god. Goodbye.